Hi everyone, welcome back to On Scene Heroes. If you are new to the channel, we discuss real stories behind the badge of brave men and women who put on the uniform daily to protect us each and every day. Today we will continue part 2 with more severe weather first-hand accounts from various first responders on some of nature's worst nightmares. As always, viewer discretion is advised. Please note, these accounts have not all been verified. I strive to always include factual information in these videos.
Myself and A61 are getting hit by one right now. Tom, we gotta get out of here. Go, 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 go.
This first account is from an anonymous state trooper with Oklahoma. For context, on May 31st, 2013, a monstrous EF3 tornado formed near El Reno, Oklahoma, later intensifying to an EF5 with a record-breaking 2.6-mile width. It was a nightmare scenario for storm chasers, motorists, and residents alike. The unpredictability of this storm caught even the most experienced meteorologists off guard, as it took a sudden left turn, directly into high-traffic areas. I was patrolling Interstate 40 when reports came in over the radio of an intensifying tornado heading toward the highway.
It's heading east on 40 right now. I'm right here, Banner, not even half a mile south. It's coming right at me. 139 is passing the interstate right now. Stay west, stay west.
I had seen tornadoes before, but this one was different. It was erratic, shifting directions without warning. Traffic began piling up. Many drivers were unaware of the danger. I, along with other OHP troopers, drove down the highway with sirens blaring, urging motorists to take shelter. They stopped cars, yelled at people to get out and seek low ground, and even physically pulled individuals from vehicles. Some were reluctant to leave their cars, believing they were safer inside. I tried to get as many people to safety as humanly possible. However, the only place to go was a drainage ditch off the side of the highway. Before running for cover, I noticed many vehicles and semi-trucks being thrown around, including a sport utility vehicle, which was sucked up in the distance and vanished into the large beast. I observed the tornado roaring in my general direction and believed I was going to die in that moment as debris began raining down. The immense wind howled and ripped cars from the roadway, but by some miracle the wind calmed, and we survived, shaken but alive. The tornado had seemingly ceased to exist. There was no time to process all that had occurred, and I, along with so many others, attempted to go find survivors. Thankfully, there were many who had survived. Eventually, the vehicle I saw being sucked up in the tornado was found. It turned out there was a mom, dad, and 3 children in the vehicle. The mom and the baby did not survive, but the dad and the 2 other children did. I comforted the shaken and assisted with the overwhelming emergency response. The El Reno tornado claimed 8 lives that day, including well-known storm chasers. We did everything we could. In those moments, you don't think, you just act. This next account is from a firefighter in the Tuscaloosa area. I had been a firefighter in the Tuscaloosa area for years, but nothing prepared me for April 27, 2011. That day, nature showed us how small we really are. The weather had been strange all morning, hot, humid, and eerily quiet. We knew storms were coming, but no one could have imagined the destruction we were about to witness. By early afternoon, the reports started rolling in. Tornadoes had touched down across Alabama. The worst one was heading straight for Tuscaloosa.
Here is Tuscaloosa, so we have indicated here a very strong tornado vortex signature coming right toward the Tuscaloosa area, It's just updated there. Oh boy, we have a debris ball. There's one of these debris balls that we've been talking about, and extremely strong damage is being done in Tuscaloosa at this time by a very strong tornado with debris being indicated on radar. Extremely dangerous situation.
Our first rescue was an elderly couple trapped under what was left of their home. The husband was pinned under debris, his wife desperately trying to free him. We worked fast, lifting boards and broken walls until we got him out. His first words, "Please find my neighbors." That's the kind of people Tuscaloosa has, always thinking of others. We moved from one disaster site to another, pulling survivors from collapsed buildings and overturned cars. Some people were lucky, walking away with just cuts and bruises. Others weren't so fortunate. We found one family huddled in their bathtub, the only thing left standing in their home. Miraculously, they were alive. Another man was trapped beneath his truck, crushed when the tornado tossed it like a toy. We couldn't save him in time. That stays with you. Through the night, we didn't stop. None of us did. Fellow firefighters, paramedics, police officers, everyone gave everything they had. By morning, Tuscaloosa was unrecognizable. Entire neighborhoods were gone. Businesses, schools, even our fire station had taken damage. The death toll kept rising. 53 lives lost in Tuscaloosa. Over 250 across Alabama. Thousands injured. Homes reduced to splinters. It was the worst disaster I'd ever seen. April 27, 2011, is a day I'll never forget. I saw things that night that no training could prepare me for. Families searching through rubble for loved ones. Entire streets wiped off the map. People wandering in shock, barefoot and bloodied, unsure where to go. But there were miracles too. A woman and her newborn found safe in a closet, the only part of their house left standing. A dog digging through the debris, leading us to its owner trapped beneath the wreckage. Strangers pulling together, lifting beams, clearing roads, offering comfort. I saw the worst of nature that day, but I also saw the best of humanity. It's been years since that day, but I still see it clearly. Some nights I hear it, the wind roaring like a freight train, the distant screams, the crackling of radios filled with frantic voices. That storm took a lot from us, but it didn't take our spirit, and it never will. This next account is from a civilian who was saved from a state trooper in Indiana during severe weather. It was a stormy evening in Indiana, the kind where the air feels thick, the sky turns an eerie green, and everything goes unsettlingly still. Sarah had been driving home from work, taking her usual backroad route, when she noticed something unusual. An Indiana state trooper parked across the entrance to a side road she sometimes used as a shortcut. His patrol car, lights flashing faintly against the darkening sky, blocked the way completely. She slowed down and rolled down her window as the trooper approached. He was tall, with a calm but serious expression. His uniform was neatly pressed, and his nameplate gleamed in the dim light. "You can't go this way, ma'am," he said firmly. Sarah frowned. "Why not? I live just a few miles down this road. There's been a tornado in the area," he replied. "You need to turn around and take a different route. Please, be safe." Something in his voice made her listen. She thanked him, turned her car around, and reluctantly took the longer way home. As she drove, the storm intensified. Lightning split the sky, and the rain came down in blinding sheets. She turned on the radio just as an emergency alert blared across the speakers.
The National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Davies County, Greene County, northern Martin County until 10:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 9:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. This dangerous storm was located near Linton, or 30 miles southeast of Terre Haute, and moving southeast at 35 miles per hour.
A tornado had just touched down, directly along the road she'd been about to take. Sarah's hands tightened on the steering wheel. If she had ignored the trooper's warning, she would have driven straight into the path of destruction. Her heart pounded as she realized he had saved her life. Shaken but grateful, she made it home safely. The next day, still overwhelmed by what had happened, she decided to call the Indiana State Police to commend the officer who had stopped her. She gave the dispatcher the details, time, location, and most importantly, the name she had seen on the trooper's nameplate. There was a pause on the other end of the line. "Ma'am," the dispatcher finally said, "we don't have an officer by that name, and we didn't have any troopers stationed in that area at the time you're describing." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. She was certain of what she had seen, certain of the officer who had spoken to her, but according to the records, he didn't exist. To this day, Sarah doesn't know who or what stopped her that night. But she knows one thing for sure. Had she continued down that road, she might not be here to tell the story. Whoever he was, he saved her life. As we've heard tonight, The stories of first responders during devastating tornadoes are filled with courage, heartbreak, and resilience. These men and women run toward the destruction when everyone else is running away, risking their own lives to save others, offering hope in the darkest moments, and standing strong for their communities in the face of unimaginable loss. Tornadoes leave behind destruction, but they also reveal something powerful: the strength of the human spirit. The firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and volunteers who step up in times of crisis remind us that even in the worst storms, there is light. To all the first responders out there, thank you. Your bravery and sacrifice do not go unnoticed. And to those who have survived these storms, your stories matter. They remind us of the power of resilience, the importance of preparedness, and the unbreakable bond of community. If you found these stories moving, consider sharing this video, leaving a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and most importantly, supporting your local first responders. And remember, when the storm comes, heroes rise. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.